Hey KOZ guys, this is your KOZ Raw for this week. Last week we were off because it was Thanksgiving and there's a bunch of fun stories to that whole thing. But I'm DJ Graney with KOZ. I wanted to show you something. So this is my office. You may see it in videos every once in a while. But I wanted to show you this shelf. So this is a shelf in Grandpa's office, and on the shelf you'll find a jar with money. Back here, there's money. There's sweet and sour candy. There's all kinds of other candy. There's snack bars, chips, little game things to build. And why do I do that? Because it draws my grandkids into my office. They have expectations. I have a granddaughter who every time she sees me, she asks me, do you have a piece of gum? And I'm very intentional about keeping gum in my driver's door on my truck. If I'm out of it, I go to the store to buy it in case she comes over. Because every time she asks me, she gets a piece of gum. My other grandkids come in here, there's candy. One granddaughter in particular, who I call Peanut, loves the candy. At my house, I have what's called the Bray bag. My grandson, there's a little camo duffel bag I keep in a closet in our little study, nothing fancy, tucked way in the back. But every time I find something boyish, cool, he's 10, I stick it in that bag. And he'll come over and he'll run straight to the closet and he'll find airplanes, he'll find binoculars, he'll find pocket knives, he'll find whatever I found that I just thought, oh yeah, Brady needs that. There's a story about a buddy, and I may have shared this story with you before, so bear with me on it. But I had a buddy who told a story about once that his grandpa used to make him go to the post office with him every Saturday. I guess he lived with his grandparents or something. He just hated it, old grandpa going over there saying hi to everybody and getting the mail, and he just didn't want to go. He wanted to sit around and watch TV or do something, whatever it was. And but one time he went and he found some coins in the post office, like on the windowsill. And wow, that was cool. So the next Saturday rolls around and he says, I'll go with you, Gramps. And he goes into the post office, and by golly, he finds some coins on the floor over here, on the windowsill over there. And so he was excited now to go with his grandpa every Saturday. And they just made a special deal out of it. Every Saturday, they would just go to the post office, and Grandpa would go nice and slow and say hi to his friends and everything. But the little dude just loved that time with his grandpa. One is because he found the coins, of course, but he became to own that time. It became his time with Grandpa and his thing with Grandpa. And I always loved that story. And it really made sense because Grandpa was the one who was putting the coins out because he wanted to create time for his grandson. And so we have to be intentional, I think, in the things that we do to draw the KOZ boys in. If we're just doing it to be doing it, if we're not thinking through it, if we're not paying attention, like our boys are bored with that. What's something that really draw them in? What's something that's not church? What's something that is completely exhilarating or captures the boys' hearts or minds We have to think about that stuff. Think about how to create those places, those moments, those things that are going to draw the boys in and want for the boys to want to come back. And the same thing goes for your HTLs. You HTLs, if you're not engaged, you're going to get bored. You're just going to check it off your list and go away, and you're not going to be having a hard time breathing when you think about the sit spot cards that the boys turned in and the loneliness the boys are facing as they go into the holiday season. There's a lot of things. I would also challenge you, men. One, think about how you're doing these boys. Be intentional about how you're drawing the boys in, what you're doing with the boys. Think out of the box. God's given you some incredible life. And think about the things that move you, that love you. Like, I'm a reader. I was never, as a kid, a reader. I read 2 books as a kid. One, it was about some football thing I don't remember. The other one was this one right here. And I found it a couple years ago. I remembered it. I mean, what it's about. I remember the whole story. And as I got into my 20s, I started to read, and I love reading. I read, I don't know, this is my books for this year. Stacks of them on my desk. But this book, Chicken Hawk. Now, I read it as a kid, and I bought it again and reread it last year or the year before, and oh my, where did I get this? Did I get this out of the school library? Where did I get it? Because, man, a kid reading this book, it's pretty intense. It's pretty detailed. It's got some sketchy stuff in it, but I'll never forget the story about a Vietnam helicopter pilot. And I always remembered he described how a helicopter pilot, both their feet, both their hands are moving the whole time to get a helicopter to move. And I never forgot that. And again, it's so my challenge to you is, what are the things that you remember as a boy or as a young man that have your heart today? Did you go camping? Did your dad show up one time and show you how to turn a wrench? Now you love turning wrenches? Do you love to read? If so, why? What is it? What are those gifts, those things that God's done for you, in you, that can be passed along to the boys, or at least offered to the boys to see if maybe they want to twist a wrench, read a book, do something that they can have forever. Be intentional about creating these things in the boys' lives. And also know that you're not always guaranteed these boys are going to come back forever and ever and ever. I mean, I had boys show up and then, become just incredible young men, boys over the months, just see them come alive in the KOZ group, and then they disappear and you never see them again. Single mom moves away, whatever. You don't know the whole story. You don't know everything going on. You don't know, and they just go away. But know in your heart that Saturday they got all of you. You were completely present. You weren't there to talk about your deer hunting with your other HTLs and while the boys are standing around. Man, be intentional with the boys. Love on the boys, and make sure that if they're gone tomorrow, if you're gone tomorrow, that you leave a marker that they'll remember when they're 66 because of that guy. Those things they did in KOZ, the life-changing wisdom, words of wisdom. So do the things that draw the boys in. create legacy. Think about the things that created lifelong memories and traditions and habits, good habits for you. And what are they that you can instill in your boys and your KOZ? And this is December. It is Give Back. This month is Give Back, right? And oh my gosh, so much to do. Do yourself a favor. Get out of the church. Get off the church grounds, and go take those boys over to orphanage. Is that a thing? Orphanage? Boys' home, old folks' home, food bank. Take them downtown and make PB&Js for homeless people. I don't know what you do, but pour into the boys. You have them one Saturday a month. Make a difference. Go all in. All right. We'll see you next week. Love you guys. Regulators, mount up.